What's up, YouTube? We're here with Tim, Kent, and Mitchell Cimino. Is that how you pronounce that?
It's true.
Who, Tim, you just did what? You topped 2 regionals back to back, right?
Yeah.
You got first at Pando, and then you and Mitchell got 6th and 7th at the Indianapolis regional, right?
Yep.
Correct.
All right. Let's see what you played.
All right, so a little bit of a backstory behind this. I played the same list that I played in Garden City and got first place with, but Mitchell and I ended up actually playing the same list with a 2-card difference, which I'll get into when it comes up. But the deck's been performing really well. I played 3 Joker, 3 Wisdom Eye, 3 Double Iris. Mitchell and I decided that we wanted to play 3 Black Fang. A lot of people aren't playing 3 of this card that I've seen anyway, and I don't understand why. This card's just ridiculous in the grind game, and it's just an easy, like the 3rd one's an easy card to side out for games 2 and 3. But it's like actually just an absurd card to have in the deck at 3. 3 Harmonizing, 3 Purple Poison, 2 Astrograph. This is my favorite card in the deck. This card is just like, it like steals games all the time, but the reason I didn't play a 3rd is because I didn't really want to ever open it. If I ever wanted it, I could just search it off Time Star. I played 2 Oath Dragon. My reasoning still stands, and like after a 2nd tournament playing with 2 of this, I was really glad that I played it still. I just want the safest game 1 possible, and this just makes my having this card, access to this card, just feels really good. And if you banish 1 off Desires and you don't play a 2nd one, then you just don't have the card, and it's just too good to not have. And then I played 1 Sorcerer. This card was really lackluster in this event. I only resolved its effect 1 time, and I already opened 2 Jokers, so the 3rd one didn't really matter. But it was there. It tried to help. That's all I played for the Pendulum Monsters.
He's doing his best.
I still played 3 Hand Traps. I still couldn't find a 3rd Ash, so I played 2 Ash and a Maxi. Even if I had the 3rd Ash, I'd probably cut the Maxi, because I only want to play 3 Hand Traps. I think any more than 3 is unnecessary in this deck, because you just you can break boards and you can make boards. Either way, going 1st or 2nd, it's fine. And that's all for the monsters. I think it's 26 monsters or so.
A few.
And then for the spell cards, I played 3 Duelist Alliance. This card's ridiculous, but if you ever open 2, it just sucks. I played 2 Desires. I only played 2 of it because I never wanted to draw a 2nd one, but I wanted to be able to still see it, so that's why it's at 2 and not 1.
So the same reason as Dual Alliance.
Yeah. 2 Star Pendulum Graph. This card's ridiculous. I almost wanted to play a 3rd, but I just never wanted to see a 2nd. Even if I ever drew 1, I never wanted a 2nd. Same, yeah. 2 Wavering Eyes. This card's actually just terrible. It's only good in the Magician Mirror. I never want to see it, ever. We played 2 Cosmic Cyclone in the main deck, and this card actually I wish I played a 3rd of this card, because I wanted to have as many of this as I could possibly have, because against every deck, this card is ridiculous. I played against 4 Paleo in this regional, and this card just won me so many games, it was actually absurd. And then 1 Pendulum Claw, because this card's broken. But when they ash it, you just realize you lost the game. And then for traps, I played 2 of the card that makes your deck good. It's a 40-card main deck. And then for the extra deck...
It's the same exact list from Pando, right?
Yeah, it's the same exact list. Okay. The one difference in the main deck Mitchell and I played was he played the 3rd Ash and I played the Maxi, because I couldn't find Ash. So for the extra deck, I played 2 Time Star. This card is... insane. I've never made the 2nd one. I've never had an opportunity to come up where I needed the 2nd one, but I just want to keep it there because it just again, I just want my deck to be as safe as possible to play, which is why I played the 2 Oath. And having access to a 2nd one of this card can come up, and it came up for Mitchell, so I was really glad that I had the 2nd one there. I played the Utopia package because it steals games that you shouldn't win. The 1 Trapeze, I made this card a lot and won a lot because of it. I played the 3 of these cards. This is the other difference between Mitchell and mine's list. I played this card, which against Paleo is ridiculous because it gives all your cards piercing. And then he played Beals. I didn't have a Beals, so I just played this, and I actually saw this card. What?
The budget Beals?
The budget Beals. But I actually summoned this card 3 times against the Paleo players I played against, and every time it was just game. I summoned Karen Gorgon against every Paleo player. It was ridiculous. Tornado Dragon's probably the best card in the extra deck, though. It's like the most standard turn 1 opening. If you open Omega Tornado Dragon, you're probably winning that game. Dweller. I played against 4 Paleos, never made this, never needed to. I feel like the Pendulum deck just has such a good Paleo matchup that it's actually ridiculous. Kind of wish I would have cut this for something else. I don't know what I would have played over it, but it never really came up. Ignister. This card came up against the 3 mirrors I played, the 4 mirrors I played, and it was good in every single one of them. I made it against all of them. Omega made this against everyone that I could make it against. Going first, this card plus Tornado Dragon's just usually game. Enlightenment Paladin. I made this card one time, but the time that I made it was actually ridiculous because it was in the last round and it was against Mitchell, and I summoned this, and I added back a Wavering Eyes that I discarded off of Pendulum Call, so that way I had Wavering still, and then I Black Thing to half his Ignister, and attacked over Ignister and got him down to 975 life points. And then the last extra deck card I played was Deco Talker. This card comes up a lot more than people might think. Like, at least 3 times this regional, I had a Tornado Dragon with no materials and, like, Joker, and I just link for Deco Talker, and it's just so convenient to have.
Is there any particular reason you didn't double sleeve it?
So it's 15 extra. In the side, I played 2 Danko, MVP of the weekend, 4 Paleo, had it against all of them. It was just game. 3 Zaphion. This card was really underwhelming because anytime I had this, I had Danko in hand, so I never wanted to play this. But it's really good in theory. If you play against True Draco, then this card's ridiculous. The 3rd Cosmic and the 3rd Wavering. These are just some of the best cards to decide going in, like against the mirror going second, and I couldn't think of anything else that I want to decide, so I just put the 3rd of each in. 3 System Down for the ABC deck. I wish I would have decided this card for this event because I didn't play against any ABCs, and I also don't think that this card is necessary against the ABC deck because I don't think it does a whole lot. I think my deck's just better, and I wish I would have not played it. I don't know what I would have played over it, but I don't think it was necessary. 3 Barrier. This card is game against the mirror. Unless they have one, then it's not game against the mirror. Shout out to Austin Smothers. And then the last 2 cards I played were Chaos Strapple and Pendulum Hole. I was going to do 2 Chaos Strapple, but then I realized that this card is searchable, and I'm signing both in against the mirror anyway. And the reason I didn't do 2 of this card is because this card hits ABC and Draco as well. So 15 card side deck, that's it for the deck. Just want to give a couple shout outs. Shout out to RAW, best sponsor in the game. Shout out to Mitchell, who also top 8 at this event. We played the same list minus 2 cards. Shout out to everyone I rode with, Austin, JT, Steven, Mike, all of them.
Josh?
Josh. Shout out to Josh Stiles the most. Yeah, I decided at 12:30 the night before the regional that I was going to go, and they had an open seat, so I'm really glad I went. It's really cool.
All right, Tim. Thanks.